Alright, so here it is. On the bench, we have the Gspeed V4. It was a scx10iii build. The only thing left of that is the transmission. So I'll pull the body off here and show you what we got going on under this thing here. This is the final phase of this truck. The only thing that it might get eventually is a different transmission, but I put Velcro on the insides of the body here and on that side, and then I put some Velcro just on the edge here of stuff and like on the side of my battery for now, and it holds the body in so it doesn't get stuck on rocks and stuff like that. This phase of the build, couple different parts on it. I don't think I had this purple bumper on the back the last time. That's just one of them Amazon ones. It was a few dollars, or cheap. It comes with two of them, but I had the Rock Pirate RC comp bumper with the Fairlead on it in the front. It's not the right width, so you either have to put spacers in there or just pull the frame rails in a little bit, which I don't understand why. Like, it don't fit my Red Cat DSM chassis or this chassis. Like, I don't know what they do fit. Like, I don't understand why they didn't build them to fit anything hardly. I mean, axials and stuff are usually the same width, frame rail, but it don't fit this, don't fit that. But you can make it work. I put this in the vise and spin it in a little bit, and then I just used nuts and screws and pulled the frame to the bumper. It's not a lot. You can't even really kind of see it. Pulling it out at the front a little bit. Other than the Rock Pirate bumper, we got the Fusion SE, which I got the little control card for it. I don't really see why you would need anything more than that. For the price of the motor and stuff, it has a built-in ESC. That thing's cheap. And it crawls super slow. Like, it's real precise. I don't really feel a need to have anything better than that. That's the first brushless motor I ever had. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of brushless motors that are better probably, but I personally do not feel a need for any other motor. I'd put that in every truck and be happy with it. I have 50 weight oil in the shocks, and these are the Red Cat Ascent Fusions. So the Ascent Fusions have all the Ascents, but these are just the Ascent Fusion. I think the only difference is the color, but the Ascent shocks, they have the little internal spring, so when you pull up on it, it sucks the front end down. I keep the internal spring in the front ones, and then do low-C pink mini T springs on the front, and this thing rides pretty much. I mean, you can see it rides about 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch travel at the most up in the front. In the rear, it has about probably close to 1/4 to a 1/2 inch of up travel. I could move the shocks down, because if you see with the portals, when I push it the whole way down, I still have that much shock. So if I wanted to get more flex out of it, I could move the shocks down a hole if I really wanted to. But let's do the tire test here. An easy tire flex. I would say I'm probably just going to run it how it is, and I think that's going to work good. So we'll try it there. If I need any more flex eventually, I can always move the shocks down a hole or back a hole, whatever. Anything to make them move down at the top so have more down travel. So that's that. The servo, cheapest thing on it. That's the only thing that's still junk, but they're not that bad. It's a $20-some one from Amazon. The high torque 35 kilogram. That one there. It's all right. It works. If you bind it up on something, it ain't gonna steer, but as long as you don't get it bound up too much, it'll turn. And it'll wiggle the truck too a little bit if you have to. It's not great, but that needs upgraded eventually. So Go to the back axle first here. The back axle, scx10 3-portal axles, brass diff covers, front and rear. The back axle, other than that, it's 100% stock. And I have on the Hardcore RC links on here. Front and rear, all of them, whole kit. Also, I have the Endura drive shafts. I forget the length of the back one there. And I have one in the front too, the steel ones. So, I have the drive shafts in it. Look at the angle of the front one now. I'll flip the truck over here. Front one's crazy. It goes the whole way from over here, the whole way to over there, which it's not ideal, but doesn't bind up or anything so far, so I think it's going to be okay. Seems like it's fine. It's pretty flat, actually, like this way, up and down, but it's just angled that way, so it works. And the rear one's pretty nice. That one's on just a little bit of an angle, kind of the same angle as the upper link. And the drive shaft too is below the links, which is nice. Or above the links, I mean, below them upside down, but above them when it's right side up, so the links will slide and the drive shaft won't hit. This G-Speed kit comes with the sliders. Oh, this is like a kit that comes with the sliders and the skid plate. It's the white Delrin one. He was out of the black Vader ones. That's the one I was going to get, but ended up with the white one. It's fine. But going to the front now, we have the same brass diff cover, and it has the brass, trail brass inner, like the knuckles. It's like the inner portal box, basically. And then it has the outer covers, too, so I don't have them big weights in there. So hopefully I can clear more rims without issues. And the front of this thing's plenty heavy enough, I think, versus the back. Just feeling it wise, it feels pretty perfectly balanced right now. I think that's going to be it. I don't think I'm going to be adding any more weight to it anywhere. We'll see how it goes, but this has the angled skid too. Forget the degree, like 7 degrees or something. The tires here, see, we got different rims. I had them cool gold rims on it, and they were for scx10 2 axles. So what happened was, I ended up, these rims here, I had to paint. So I painted them gold with the color paint that I had left over from this, but I ran out, so I had to get more paint. But they're gold, and I painted the ring on them, the gunmetal color that I used in the back of the bed there. So it's like they're metallic, but you can't really see it. But they turned out okay. I'm hoping I can get these hexes off here and go to a skinnier hex and move the wheels in just a little bit, because I don't like how wide it is, really. It's a little bit too wide. If I could move it in just 1/8 of an inch probably, or less even, 1/16 of an inch on each side or something, I'd be happy with that. And I think I'll be able to, the way I have the brass set up on the front. Hardcore steering and panhard bar, and this is the universal like G-Speed panhard bar mount. Has a couple different locations that's made for these axles. Everything seems set up pretty nice in it right now. So that's pretty much that. Oh, I got overdrive gears in the front axle, 26 or 7%. And the tires are the G8 Super Swampers with the Endura blue inserts, and I have them going the direction that's right for each front and rear, because they're like the swirled looking ones. I think they're Endura, I'm not even sure. They were in this other set of wheels I got with the Red Cat. I don't know what it is, but it's there. So that's pretty much it for this video. I think the only thing I'm gonna have to change though is the pinion gear, because the gearing now with the portals is like, the truck's like half as fast as it used to be, which I'd like to have a little more wheel speed than that, I feel like. So I'm gonna look into getting a different pinion gear for it, maybe like 2 or 3 different ones, a kit or something, that I can test it out and see which one works the best, until maybe eventually I'll get a deluxe or one of them bomb-proof transmissions, one of them on the G-Speed site. I'll probably zip tie this also up to here so it stays away from the drive shaft down there. Right now it's kind of laying down on it. Portals on this versus straight axle in this video. I'm gonna get all the footage together and make it into one video, so stay tuned for that then, and hopefully I get to Sam Lewis tomorrow to test this thing out.